Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody, or xCodeh. How's it going today? On today's video, I have a life story about the time that me and a bunch of friends got caught with weed at school. We all got searched and some crazy shit happened. How's it going today? Let me know in the comments down below where you're watching the video from, inside or outside of the United States. I always love to know. If you guys would like to support my channel for $1 or $2 a month and get access to unlisted secret videos, there'll be a link in the description to my Patreon. Huge thank you to everybody who's pledging on there, man. It really does help out with YouTube these days being trash. I'm gonna start putting the names who pledged at the end of every video from now on, so it doesn't just interrupt every single video, but just want to say thank you again, man. So this story took place, I think I was a sophomore in high school. It was right, it was before I got arrested and really, my whole life switched around. This was definitely in the peak of the delinquency, when all the life stories happened. It was an early school day. Probably 8:30 in the morning, and the morning routine before first and second period was to go across the street with all my friends and smoke all the weed we could find. Ask around everybody for a cigarette with the classic, "Can I bum a bogey?" sentence I've probably heard 5 billion times in my life. It was a pretty solid day when you went to school, left, smoked, found a cigarette, and went back. That was like the ideal day for us, or at least the ideal way to start the day. That's what we'd always loved doing. But this day definitely didn't go over well. I'll tell you why. It went over generally great. Okay, I got to school on the bus. I literally walked from the bus, left school grounds, and went across the street to this hangout spot that we'd always see a bunch of people sitting around this tree stump smoking cigarettes. I had like 2 grams in a medicine bottle. I'd always keep weed in medicine bottles for whatever reason. They're not even smell proof. I don't recommend it. But I had 2 grams of weed, which was a lot for me then. In my medicine bottle, I was super nervous about being at school with it. And I get over there and I meet a couple other friends that have weed. They're all sitting there with a bowl, going at it. And I'm like, yo, I got some bud. Let's match. It was a fantastic time. I got absolutely stony baloney. Just stoned. I took a couple hits. I always kept it light before class. It was really easy to tell when I was smoking that young, dude. My eyes would get redder than devil's dick. It was terrible. It was just because I have green eyes, so the green and the red contrast together, and I just look like I'm having an allergic reaction or something. But I remember smoking a cig to calm down a little bit, level out, don't smoke cigarettes. And it was a pretty large group of people this day. It used to only be like 3 or 4 people, but today it was like 5, 6, 7 people. So it was just like a little ridiculous when we came to school about an hour and a half late, rolling in like we own the place, walking right up to the front door with a group of 7 people looking stoned as hell. And we don't even make it to the front door. No, we don't even make it. About halfway there, there's like 2 doors on the side of the building. The security guard comes out. "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, come here." The classic. I'm not even exaggerating. That's what it sounded like every time. "Hey!" It was iconic, honestly. He was a really nice guy, but when it came to getting us in trouble, he was really serious. He kind of, gave us the "get over here, you fucking idiots" gesture. We went over there, and everybody was so scared, dude, because half the people there were like freshmen. They were shaking in their boots. Oh, shit. They didn't even have weed on them. They were just there, trying to be with the cool kids smoking cigarettes. I'm sitting there just like, I'm fucking good. This is fine. I've done this a couple times, whatever. I go in there. We all go to the vice principal's office. We're sitting there. Everybody's like talking to themselves like, yo, what's going to happen? Who is the weed? And I'm just sitting there like, damn. Could really use a bacon, egg, and cheese right now. Because before I had left our hangout spot, I had put the medicine bottle in the waistband of my pants because to wear like baggy ass boxers for whatever reason in high school. So there was this giant section of boxers above the belt line. So I just used to put it right there. So I was like, yo, they're not gonna fucking pat me down and feel my dick up in school, so I'm good. But as I'm sitting there in this class, I start smelling weed. And I'm just like, why am I smelling weed right now? It's in a medicine bottle, it should be good. And I look over, I'm patting my pockets down, and I feel a tiny baggie. One of those like really tiny dime bags, and I'm just kind of feeling it, and there's like crumbs in it. I don't know if I had worn the pants previously. I don't know how it got there, to be honest with you, but I'm sitting there like, shit. I can't just take this out. There's a secretary looking like right next to me at her desk. The vice principal's over there interrogating the kids one by one, and I'm just sitting here like, shit. And one by one, they brought the kids in there solo. Okay, not together, solo. I could tell they were giving, they were asking for the story, what happened, just to get one person to rat on them all. And then it was just me sitting in the room. My heart was racing, dude. And it gets even worse, okay? It's not just the vice principal and the dean of students in there. Did I mention the dean of students was in there? Because he was. Then the school resource officer comes up to the fucking door, and he's like, "Hey, Cody, how's it going? Yeah, let's go over in here and talk." Oh, God. So I'm like, wow, I got ratted on, dude. It's all over. But then I hit this delinquent, mechanism in my brain. I'm like, oh, I'll get out of this. This is okay. So I was like, calm down a little bit. Okay, all right. How's it going, officer? Okay, let's go. I walk in there. And the principal comes in too. We got everybody, the whole administration in there. We got the vice principal, the dean, and the school resource officer in there. And I'm sitting there just like I own it, It's like, whatever. What's up? Just came back from smoking a cigarette. Sorry, dude. And they went interrogation mode on me. What do you have in your pockets? What were you doing over there? School policy. We need to search you. You're coming back to school after you left. And I'm like, man, I just got to school. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't take the bus. I got a ride today. And he's like, we have camera evidence of you getting off the bus. And I'm like, all right, let's see it. Let's see it. Straight to the principal's face. You should have seen his face, bro. It went from like normal, just a beet red in a second. He got furious. Salt mine, fucking salty, dude.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
And the dean of students was like, Cody, come on. He was like a nice guy. He was like, Cody, come on. Just cooperate with us, let's get through this. We'll get you to class, let's just empty your pockets. Let's get it going. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm okay. And then the school resource officer hops in and he's just like, Cody, it's school policy and the law. We have to search you. You came back to school. We saw you leave. We saw you come back. Empty your pockets. Let's go. But he didn't have like a really stern way of saying it. Like he didn't really sound like I had to. But like at the same time, he was like telling me to do it. So then I get the dumb idea. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll empty a few pockets. Here you go, dude. I emptied the left pocket without the weed. I emptied my back pocket. I did a little spin to try to like make him make him forget about this pocket completely, like it didn't exist on my pants, dude, okay? One pant pocket I got. I got nothing in the back and, here's my hoodie pockets, got nothing. So what's up? And he's just like, nope. What about that pocket, Cody? Points right at it, dude. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't consent to any searches. Nah, I don't do that. No. And then they're like, you can't do that. You're at school. And I'm like, yeah, but see, the thing is like, I can and I will. I don't consent to any searches. And then the principal looks at me in the face and he's like, Cody, you're working on expulsion. And I'm just like, oh, really? Sounds good to me. Pick up my things. I get up and I'm just like, see you guys later. I go right back across the street. And the story does not end there, okay? I know some of my stories are kind of small. This is a longer video. Listen to me. This is where it gets even fucking crazier. I go over across the street to the hangout spot, and there's actually someone there smoking a cigarette. One of my best friends from high school was there. There used to be like in-between periods during classes where like kids would literally go over there and smoke my freshman and sophomore year. Junior year, they really caught on to it and like really cracked down on it. The first 2 years of high school, it was like almost like not even against the rules to leave and go over there. So it wasn't a huge deal. I go over there and I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, yo, I just refuse search. This is crazy. The cops are probably going to be looking for me. And she's like, all right, let's just go walk down the trail. We'll go and smoke or something. So we started walking. And at that point, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm done for the day. It's like 9:30, 10 in the morning and I'm done for the day. No school today. This is awesome. I'm probably going to get suspended, little vacation. Lit. And we're walking down this trail. And I think I found a picture of this on Google Images. I'm going to try to put it in the picture. We get about to this bridge. Well, we're coming up on the bridge. We're not at the bridge yet. The bridge is where the shit goes down. We're about halfway to this bridge. And I turn around and I see two figures walking towards us. Taller figures, adults. And they look like they're in black uniforms. So I immediately think they're police. So I turn around. I'm like, oh shit, what's that? And she looks back and she like can't tell. Like we couldn't really tell what they were because they were really, really far away. But at the same time, we're like, all right, we'll just keep walking. Maybe it's just bikers or runners because it was like a running trail. And then we get to the bridge. All right, we get right to the bridge. And then across the bridge, I see something coming on the trail. It doesn't look like anybody, though. It looks like a car. Okay, it's getting closer. Then I see the rack. I see the light rack. Okay, I see the light rack, and it gets closer and closer. And we just stop right on the edge of the bridge. And I'm just like, here we go. Cop gets out of the car. He's got the big demeanor on. He's like, hey, let's stop the madness. I will never forget that. Just the words, let's stop the madness. And at that point, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't really know that the cops were looking for me or anything because I had left school before like that and they didn't look for me. So maybe it was like the last straw. They're like, all right, let's get the cops on him this time. Scare him into not doing this again. At that point, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were looking for me like this. So I had to bring your car up here, man. That's ridiculous. I'd never seen a car on that path in my life. And then I turn around. And who are the two figures walking towards us? A police officer and my dad. My dad was behind me. I was like, what? Oh, hi, Dad. What's up? You know, he wasn't too happy, okay? He was definitely not the happiest dad, okay? I remember we walked back. It was pretty awkward walking with someone I smoked weed with every day. My dad and a police officer all the way back to the school, but we made it back. And we get all the way to the hangout spot. We don't go back to the school, thankfully. We go back to the hangout spot where my dad's truck was parked. And like 3 cop cars, dude. So many cop cars. And you know what, dude? Listen. My dad was really pissed, okay? He had to leave work, come and get me. He was fucking furious. And I don't blame him for what came out of his mouth, okay? He was like, why don't you search him? He clearly has weed on him. And the cop was like, you know, we don't have any evidence. We can't just do that for no reason. He's a kid. He's a minor, you know? Scotch-free, bruh. Couple days of in-school suspension. Skipped one, got it out of school, and it was all over from there. It was great. It was great. Now, the moral of the story here, okay? Listen, don't be doing this wild shit, okay? Don't be bringing weed to school, okay? It's a bad time. I promise it probably won't go the way it went for me because, I don't know, I feel like it was a very specific situation. I feel like now that they'll just literally arrest you at school, so don't be doing that shit. If you're ever in the situation where they're trying to search you at school, just leave. And I'll tell you why. Just leave school. Take whatever punishment they give you for leaving. Because if you give up what you have, number 1, you're getting suspended. Number 2, they're calling the police. You're getting arrested. Number 3, it's probably going to be written down on your school, like, permanent record that you were charged with some drug crime at school. So you're never going to get into a nice college. You're never going to get a good job. And, like, it could all be avoided by just leaving. Literally, you just walk out of the school. You'll get a couple days of in-school, out-of-school suspension, and it's over. Year of probation, arrested versus suspended. You do the math, huh? Now, I don't know how great this advice is to give you guys, to be honest with you, because I don't know. Times have changed since I've been in high school. It's been about 5 years, dude. Times have changed since I've been in high school. Maybe they'll just have the cops fucking chase you down and tackle you and shit. The biggest thing is to not bring shit to school. There's no time for that, okay? Listen, there's plenty of time after school for all that, all right? This was definitely one of the craziest stories I have about high school. There's just so many cops, weed, just craziness. Let's stop the madness. I'll never ever forget that quote. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, bro. Seriously, leave a like if you guys enjoy. Follow my cat on Instagram. It's very, very important. I have new merch available. I'll throw a picture on screen right now, okay? You should go and cop some. All right? For anybody that has or is going to buy my merch, I want you to take a picture of yourself in it on top of a mountain or just a cool view, okay, maybe a sunset or something. Send me the picture on Twitter, and I'll follow and retweet. Thank you for watching today's video, man. I hope to see you guys in the next one. And here's the names of everybody who pledges on Patreon, dude. Huge thank you to everybody, bro. It really, really does help me out, and I appreciate the support. Stay high, stay lifted, and stay snazzy. Peace.